What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. I'm going to show you what areas I'm watching, what my plan is. So definitely stick around for that. But before we go into it, make sure you take a second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you would like to see in the next videos. As you guys know, I've been extremely busy with the house. I actually went out and bought a mini excavator, and I've been doing some projects on the outside of the house. We'll probably be getting in it in about 2 months, so I will be posting some updates on that also. But anyways, let's get into the charts. Let's see what's going on. And I have another announcement for my sponsor, PrimeXBT. They added some new things to their exchange that just makes it easier to use, and you can do a lot more stuff than you can on a lot of other exchanges. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. So the Dow Jones, we were looking for some opening and closes above this trend line here, then we would be bullish. Remember, anything below this is bearish. But when we look at the DXY, I've been talking about a possibility for one more dump for the DXY, which could be the final pump for Bitcoin. As you guys know, I've been looking for the 31.5. That's been a target for a long time. Doesn't mean we have to hit it. And I'll show you what my plan is if we hit it, my plan if we don't hit it. So let's take a look at what's going on. Right now, we are getting right back into the golden pocket area on the Dow Jones. I do believe, we may get a little bounce today that may bring Bitcoin up to that 31.5 area, but 31.5 is going to be very important if we even reach it, right? So as you guys know, my targets down here for the Dow are much, much lower. Actually, much, much lower than that, if I'm correct. I think we are about to witness one of the biggest dumps in history this year. As you guys know, I've been telling you, I think the true bottom will be in September or October. We were looking for a false bottom. We'll talk about that. So on the S&P, we did get rejected in the center of this rising channel, which I believe to be a bear flag. Our first target, once we break this trend line, if it was this week at some time, if we break that 40,070 area, or 4,070, I do see us coming down to the 3450 range. If that does break, then we have much lower targets. As you can see in the RSI, we are making a rising wedge, which is bearish. Once we break, open and close a weekly below this. Let's go into the daily real quick. So looking at the daily, we could, once we break this, we'll be looking for, if you break the 40 or 39.20 range, right in this range, your next target's going to be that 37.86. If that breaks, then we look for the 34.50. 34.50 breaks, I'm looking for 26.34. Remember, I think these targets are not going to happen in a day. I think this will be in September or October this year. The same thing I've been saying for 2 years. So as you can see, the DXY now is trying to come back down and retest the support here. If that support breaks, we'll probably get a dump back down into the 98.50 area, somewhere in there, which will hit the trend line on the RSI, and that will be the bottom. If it's going to drop from here, I don't think it's necessary, but it is possible, and that would get us to that probably 31.5 area. And here is my trend line on the weekly for Bitcoin. Remember, if we were to come up here to retest this again, that's going to be around 30,600. Now, if we pop up above this trend line, get support on it, it could be very bullish. Now, that's not to say we can't get a wick above and close back below it, right? Get a wick above to that 31.5 and then close back below. But again, there's nothing saying we have to get to that 31.5 area, right? But looking at the RSI, as you can see, we have a higher high in the RSI right here where I have this trend line drawn. We have a lower high if we look at it even from here, right? This line right here. This is hidden bearish divergence, guys, in a downtrend. The weekly is in a downtrend. Don't care what anybody says. The weekly is definitely in a downtrend here, right? So even if we take this peak here, over here, we have a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action. That's pretty damn bearish in a big way, guys. I really want to warn you guys, none of this is financial advice. Nobody knows the future, but I think a massive, massive crash is coming. I've talked about it for years. I told everybody what I was doing, getting into cash, waiting for the bottom, which I believe will be at the end of this year. Could take longer. Depends on how this all plays out, right? So anyways, I do see us coming down for a lower low this year, and I'll tell you my targets for that here in a minute. Let's look at the daily. So the daily, here was our 31.5 target, and that was just a measured move from this falling wedge with the dotted line here, and you put it up to where it broke out. That gets us that 31.5, which would get everyone bullish because we would break this high here. Again, it doesn't have to happen. If we come back down, I'll show you in the 4 hour where I'll enter. As you guys know, I was in a short. Stops at break even. I did get stopped out. I explained that in the last video. But once we get back down below this, then we're looking for that 20,000 range, probably get a huge bounce. Now, that doesn't mean in a day, guys. This takes time. Patience. Patience will pay off in the markets, right? So, we do get a bounce here. We have to see how it plays out in here to see how high that bounce would go. But once this trend line breaks, then we're coming down to these areas, in my opinion. Here is the possible target, 3,500. I know it seems insane, but when I was calling for below 20, when we were at 69 and everybody else was telling you it was bullish and it was going to 100,000, everyone said the same thing. So really don't care what the comments say. I've been through it all before. You can be as rude as you want, act like you know something. If you're honest with yourself, you don't know, right? So anyways, I still think we're coming down here. If you look at the RSI on the daily here, if we do get up here, get to that 31.5, if we get to that 31.5, we'll still make some more bearish divergence here with a lower high on the RSI and a higher high on the price action. So a lot of things looking like this move is about done and ready to go to the downside. And if you can catch the top and it does go down, you can make a lot of money, right? So this is my sponsor, PrimeXBT. Definitely check them out. I got a link down below. They did add some things. They added aluminum, copper, lead, zinc, and nickel. You can also trade gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from one exchange. They're a great exchange. They don't trade against you. Like the scammy ones. You don't get the big scam wicks like you get on a lot of the exchanges that actually trade their own coin. So check the difference between A-Book and B-Book exchanges. You'll understand why I prefer PrimeXBT. But anyways, check them out. You can also come up to this section here. There's free contests so you can join. It doesn't cost you anything, so it's zero risk. So if you're new to trading, join the contest. You can actually win tradable funds. So if you win the contest and say you win $1,000 tradable funds, you can actually trade that 1,000 and keep the profits off of it. So a great way to learn to use the exchange, learn to trade without any risk. Remember, never risk more than you're willing to lose, and never put on any exchange more than you're willing to lose. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees, and maybe 30%. I'd have to recheck that. But anyways, let's get into it. So on the 4 hour, this is what we were watching. We had a target down here at 25.8. We did not get down there. We're back inside this rising channel. We talked about that in the last video, right? This was our target. The 28.7 was just our target from the break of this wedge right here, right? We're back above that, back in here. And remember, I told you in the last video, I was short when we broke this. I put my stops at break even, broke even with a little loss with fees, but still, nevertheless, didn't lose much money. That's why you use stop losses. And I had told you, once it got stopped out here, I would wait and see what happened. If it got rejected on this trend line, then I would re-enter my short. Otherwise, if we got back above this, I was looking for that 31.5 to 31.8 range. Again, right up in this range. I do think we're going to get a major rejection up here. Again, look at the RSI. I definitely think that we are very near to the top, so be cautious. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm sharing my thoughts and my views of the market, which have proven the bulls wrong many, many times in the past. If you watch my videos, we called the 64 top about 2 months before it happened. You can go check that out. And the 69 top, We called that out on December 2nd, 2021. You can check that video. If you go to my YouTube page, it's playing. Guys, it's the same type atmosphere. Everybody thinks this thing is super bullish, but remember, Bitcoin only has existed in a traditional bull market, and it's still corrected 85 to 95%, right? Traditionals are in a bear market, guys. I really believe things are getting bad. Look at what's going on with the banks, things like that. You guys know I don't really care about the news too much, but it's all in the charts, and it's crazy how it works, but the charts predict what's going on, kind of. Not really a prediction. It's just what happens when market cycles, everybody's reactions, everybody's emotions, everything always react the same. You get people over leveraged, you get banks over leveraged, and that's what causes bubble pops. And we're going to take a look at some bubble pops here in a minute. So this is the .com bubble. This was the Amazon bubble pop, right? So we were looking for a false bottom when this weekly broke. I missed the false bottom. I thought it was going to be more in February or March, maybe into April, but we did get the false bottom right here. We got a big rally, 100% rally. And I told you when we get the false bottom, go back and watch all my videos. I said we'd probably see a 100% rally and then continue to our downside by September, October. I'm still sticking to my plan. Nothing has changed there. And if you look at this false bottom right here, take a measurement. So if we measure this false bottom, right, that doesn't look that big, right? But it was. That was 115% rally right here before a new lower low. And we've talked about it. It doesn't have to play out exact, but let's take a look at what this was. This was a 103% rally. 115 would be all the way up to around 33,000. I don't think it's going to get that high. Not saying it can't, but either way, I'm looking for this short position that is going to make massive gains, guys, because I do believe we'll see a new lower low. Now, every time a bubble pops, you can see where the bubble started over here. They always return. So back down in here from 45 to 96,000. 4,500 to 9,600, not 96,000. 4,500 to 96,000. Somewhere in this range, I think will be the bottom. As you can see, once it turns over, comes back down. I think we're going to see that. Show you another bubble. This one's Nintendo. And it doesn't matter what the company is, whatever. They are markets, guys. Emotions and stuff always react the same. Over leveraging is all the same. Panic is all the same. Right? This is a bubble pop pattern. You can see there's always this big false bottom, just like we had Nintendo here. And what did it do? It returned to the beginning of the bubble. That's what happens. And with the help of a traditional bear market, that just makes more sense of why we're going to see that, in my opinion, right? So right here, false bottom, get our big rally, get everyone bullish, just like over here. And then a continuation to the downside where it all began. Let's look at another one. Here's Sony. It did the same thing. Sony had a bunch of false bottoms, right? Had a false bottom here, false bottom here, false bottom here, and then came all the way back down to where? To where it started, right? Same thing, guys. This is a bubble pop pattern, in my opinion. And traditional markets will help tug this down. And you'll probably see a lot more exchanges go under, a lot of drama in crypto. So just be careful, be cautious. Let's take a look at Tesla. You guys know I'm waiting for a $50 to $60 Tesla to be a buyer. When will that be? Probably September, October. Timing can change on that depending on the way the movements go in the market, right? Depending on the patterns that play out. But I'm still looking at September, October for a bottom. Tesla's almost back down to this 151. If it breaks the 151, 106 is its next support. And then we're looking at that 50 to 60 bucks for Tesla. Could it go lower? Absolutely. But we'll be keeping an eye on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure if you haven't seen my videos pop up, you recheck, make sure you're subscribed and tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Much love. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'll be back Friday evening. I may make a video then, depending on what's going on. If not, possibly I'll throw one out in this weekend. But we'll see what's happening. You know, while I'm on it's not really a vacation. I'm going to meet a buddy down south, so we're gonna hang out and do some stuff. But anyways, I may make a video while I'm down there if something crazy happens in the market. So make sure you got those notification bells ticked, and I will see you in the next one.